this one? All right.
Just start. Hey guys, it's Wayne from WRPB Studios, and you know my favorite topics. I talk about them all the time, and one that sits at the top of the list is food. Can't beat food. With me is Rick and Sarah, Texas Roadhouse in Port St. Lucie. Hey guys.
Hi, how are you?
I am great, thank you. All right, so you didn't bring any food.
No food.
That's a little depressing, but hey, we'll pass on that. I was there Sunday, and I had, because I'm spoiled, I had a 23-ounce Porterhouse, and it was delicious.
Awesome.
And I'm going to state this, and then we'll get into this whole scenario, because everybody needs to know this. If you guys have gone out and ordered like mashed potatoes or something with gravy, you know that you would need 3 glasses of water, because most people's gravy is full of salt. You don't have that in yours.
No.
Okay? I was like, I ordered it on the side because I thought that I'm not going to eat it because it's full of salt. But it didn't have that full of salt taste. It didn't really even have a really salty taste. It had flavor more than salt. And your potatoes are real potatoes.
They are. Yeah.
Okay. So those are the things I wanted to get out to you guys, because you guys need to know that. Okay. How long you with Texas Roadhouse?
14 years now.
On God's green earth, what made you get into the restaurant industry, the food industry?
I started out when I was a kid. When I was 16, it was my first job.
Right.
And all through college, high school, I just always did it. And when I got in my mid-20s, one of my managers said, "Hey, I really think you would be good at this if you took a management position. Are you interested?" And I talked about it with my folks and my friends, and I said, you know, I'll give it a shot.
It's a career, and you're right. My parents,
18 years later.
Yeah. Well, I love to cook. And my parents said, you should go and be a chef. And I said, yeah, no, because then I won't like to cook.
Yeah.
Okay, because you get jaded and everything. So, Sarah, you came on board with Texas Roadhouse, and you do their marketing?
I do all of the marketing, yep.
Okay, so that in itself is a nightmare job today with technology and so many platforms. Mm-hmm. When I was in retail, it was like, all right, do you want to be in this newspaper, that newspaper, on the radio, and on TV? Mm-hmm. You had 4 places to go. Today, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, website, it doesn't end. And that's not counting the other 4 that most of them are pretty useless, in my opinion, at this point. But yeah. Making those decisions and getting the return on your investment is really so important. You're always busy. If you go there, they're always busy. So get to know that places that are not busy are places that people don't go to eat for one reason or another. Now, tell me if I'm right or wrong. What I've learned is if the food is excellent and the service is bad, people will not come back.
Absolutely.
If the food is good and the service is excellent, people are still going to come back.
Yeah.
So it's really based on service. All right, so you get into the industry. What are the changes you've seen since you've been in the industry?
Over the last, I'll just use the last 14 years with Texas Roadhouse. It's pretty astonishing how clean and sanitary things have gotten. Well, I'll go back to my first days starting. Like I remember never wearing gloves when I was 16 years old.
Right.
And not washing my hands, wiping them on an apron.
Okay.
You know, and nowadays it's just you have to be so safe. There's so much out there, and over this last year, it's just even gotten more stringent. And
I get that. So, how about in technology? I mean, I know the POS systems have changed, I guess. Mm-hmm. I mean, all that has changed. Was it hard to get used to the changes as they came about? And above all that, having to do what you were regularly doing anyway?
Oh, absolutely. You nailed it. Like just POS to start with has gotten way different. You know, from when I first started, tickets were handwritten and slid. You know, and now it's all automated. But if one thing goes down,
yeah, you're right.
Everything goes down.
All right, I'm gonna guess, Sarah, it was your idea for some of these apps that are there.
Not so much my idea. That's more of like our corporate, but
okay.
I handle all of the local issues and.
Okay, because I know that I put in the app because I was sitting there waiting for like the appetizer,
Yep.
but then I found out it's only good for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I have to now rush to get there. And then I thought there was when I decided that we were going to go, there's an app that's not a reservation app, right? But it puts you on a list.
Yes.
So I thought that was kind of cool. Now, I was blessed. I got there early enough to get in, and then when I was leaving, there was a crowd of people. So I was really, I was really lucky. All right, let's talk about the food. It's a fairly extensive menu. Okay, you have tons of choices. What's out of the steaks? And I know everybody has their preference. What would be your preference when it comes
Ribeye for sure.
to ribeye for sure?
Yeah.
Everybody says that, though the fillet is a better cut.
Yeah, in some people's eyes, it's a more expensive cut. It's a lot more tender, a lot less fat. But the reason I like the ribeye is for the fat.
Right. And that's what I like. All right. So let's talk about my favorite, which is Porterhouse. Porterhouse gives you the best of both worlds.
Yep.
Okay. Is cooking Porterhouse difficult because you got one thickness on one side and one thickness on the other side, and
It is because of the tenderness of the meat. So on the strip side, you're gonna get a little more fat, and it's gonna cook a little faster than the fillet side. The fillet doesn't have any fat in it,
Right.
and it just tends to cook a little slower.
it was great. I used to order it because I have a dog, so there's the bone would go home.
Yeah.
It's like, now I got to cut the meat away and leave the bone there. What's your biggest seller?
Sirloin for sure.
Is it really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's a big seller because it's the price point?
I think some of the price point, for sure, it's cheaper than the ribeye or say the Porterhouse or New York strip. But we take great care of our steak. We have 3 full-time butchers that work there.
Wow.
So the process of getting a 6-ounce sirloin front to back is probably at least an hour.
Oh, wow.
Of cleaning a sirloin butt, trimming the sirloin butt to the right size, and then actually breaking it down and getting steaks out of it. We don't use seasoning tenderizers or anything like that. We do it manually.
Huh.
So I think most of the time, occasionally things happens, but our
Right.
sirloin will eat like filet.
Huh, interesting. Sarah, so you're doing this marketing, okay, and you obviously you see changes in marketing in the industry. Where do you think, like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, what do you think pulls the most for you guys?
Definitely Facebook with all like the local community groups and things that have really helped us out since opening actually. And then, our biggest marketing is just being out in the community.
And I so agree that it's so important. And the last year's been tough for everybody to get out in the community, but it is what it is. And if you believe in your dream, you stick with it and you do what you got to do. How often are you at the store?
Yeah.
Okay, surely not the schedule he works.
No.
Okay. Okay. You have, like every time I go there, it's like, well, he can't talk because he's in the kitchen. And that's a good thing. Surely I like to, the things I wanted to talk about, but I guess you're the general manager?
Mm-hmm.
The general manager in the kitchen tells me that things are being watched over. And not only are things being watched, but you're cooking too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever I have to do. So with Texas Roadhouse, I'm the general manager, but I actually buy into the restaurant I'm running. So I bought into this one here.
Oh, okay.
I own a piece of it. So it's that important to me.
It's like your baby.
Yeah.
And I get it. And that's so important because I think when people buy into stuff, they're going to give it that much more attention.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, because it's their life, it's their future, it's their everything. So I get that. What's the future for Texas Roadhouse? Is the menu going to expand? Is it going to, have you looked at it over the last years that it's been there? What is it, that 2-3 years?
We're
one?
coming up on 2 years.
Okay.
So the menu, I don't foresee many changes. Like in the 14 years I've been there, I think I've seen maybe 4 or 5 menu changes. We just don't do it. But
Okay.
obviously with the pandemic, takeout business was huge,
Right.
and we as a company we just weren't that focused on it, and we've always stuck with the mantra, do what we're good at, and then all of a sudden all we're doing was takeout, and it was difficult. We basically
a learning
turned
lesson, I guess.
turned into fast food chains, and the beauty of the company is that I do own a piece of that store, and they said do whatever you have to do. So you know, we moved operations around. We don't have a waiting area anymore. That's my takeout area.
I saw that. No peanuts.
No peanuts. No peanuts anymore.
Okay. All right. So here's my question.
Mm-hmm.
You come out with your rolls in the beginning, and it has honey, cinnamon, butter,
Yeah.
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And everybody loves that.
Oh yeah.
Almost everybody. I love rolls and butter.
Guilty over there. Is that what that was?
No, that was like we were getting the top of our time.
Oh.
But you were talking food, so it's really hard
Yeah.
for me. Can I ask for regular butter?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
I'm like the simpleton. I'm
It's
like,
a little sweet for some people.
Yeah, it's like if I get a pizza, it's just a pizza. Cheese pizza, I don't need all the other stuff on it. I'm very much plain, down to earth kind of guy. Okay, so we found out that he owns a piece of the restaurant, so he's there, so he's going to be taking care of stuff.
I'm there a lot.
I tell you that the food is excellent, and if you're looking to get a side, the mashed potatoes are like the best with the gravy, because they're real mashed potatoes, and the gravy is not this salty nightmare. When it comes to sides, what's your biggest seller?
Probably the mashed potatoes.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
And because a lot of places you go to get mashed potatoes, they use instant potatoes.
No, if we need
Okay.
potatoes, someone's back there with a peeler, peeling away, cutting away, boiling.
See, Sarah, your job is easier. With that, where are you located?
210 Northwest Peacock.
Okay, so if you're coming west on Prima Vista, you get to St. Lucie West, you're going to be making a right on
Right.
Peacock, and they're going to be right on the left. It's interesting because through this last year, a lot of restaurants has closed.
Some of our neighbors.
Right. And it's a blessing to see a business stay and stick it out. And you don't even have to tell me, but I'm sure you went through your tough times too.
Oh, of course.
Okay. That's the most important thing. That's what impresses me more than anything is a business that's willing to stick it out no matter how tough it gets. Now, he's in the restaurant business, so he's eating, but other businesses were eating ramen noodles and toast and bread. Okay? But you do what you got to do when you're in business to survive. You have a phone number there?
We do. It's 772-777-8511.
Okay. Suggestions, Sarah, suggestions on the app. It's not a reservation app, but it's a...
Yeah, so the app is really all about convenience. You can put your name on the wait list from home. You can order to go from home. You can check our menu from home. All that fun stuff.
Well, here was my thought. I put my name on the list, but if I put it on from home and it takes me 20 minutes to get there and they call my name, what happens?
You don't check in until you get there. So
Okay.
You'll get a text message from us. We encourage you to do it about an hour before you
Okay.
want to come in. But you'll get a text message from us. You check in, just reply to that when you get there.
Oh, interesting. With that, I want to thank you guys for coming on. Even though you didn't bring mashed potatoes, but hey, I forgive you this time.
All right.
Everybody, if you're looking for a good steak, okay, and you don't want to bankrupt yourself, and you're going to get the quality you're going to get anywhere else, I can tell you that right now. You want to go to Texas Roadhouse, you're on Peacock, check them out. What's the phone number one more time, Sarah?
772-777-8511.
Everybody have a great day. Thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.